What's good morning, everybody, on Wednesday with Coach Gravy. How's everybody doing, Raider Nation? Thank you for being here with Coach Gravy. This show is powered by Raider Nation Live. Little bit all of a sudden thing. I told you guys I was gonna be on today, man. I'm gonna come through with it just a little bit late. Gotta go get my stogies, man. 10 o'clock, so gotta get back over here. I got every freaking red light on the way here to our place. I don't know. This is just my luck, I guess, today. But doing a show gonna be a freestyle show. But I got some things to say. I'm gonna get to the chat and gonna get to everybody that's good. So let's see who's up here and have a few situations that we talked about last night in our great show. If not, go back and see Rhythm Nation live show yesterday, Tuesday. We're gonna try to be consistent on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays from 6 to 8. Bump it up an hour early, man. We got to get out of here, man. We got to go to sleep early around 8:30, man. Got old man now. You know what I'm saying? Better get a lot of rest nowadays. Got the new liver. Got to maintain it. You know, don't do that sloppy, not sleeping shit. Get older, got to get rest. And a little while, I'll be getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and washing all my cars and shit like old men do. Ain't that weird? Ain't that weird that people do that shit? But anyways, man, I want to thank everybody for being here. I'll get to the chat in a minute. Listen, people roll up. Got 10 people up in here now. Gonna say what's up to you. Very blessed. Hey, man, Raider Nation Live, man, it consists of three dudes. That's myself, Coach Gravy, Raider Gay 420, and my man, you know, the one and only What Up Low, man. You got to get at him. That beat right there that you heard at the beginning of my show was made by What Up Low. You heard the beginning of it, What Up Low. You got it. You need an OnlyFans beat. Get him up, boy, man. That's all he does is OnlyFans beats. No matter what kind of genre it is in OnlyFans, he got you. Don't tread. Like the baddest beats for your OnlyFans show ever. That's his mantra right there. That's what he's good at. He's like the mustard of that. You know what I'm saying? He's a mustard of that. Anyways, big ups to my boys, Raider Gay. They're working right now, making some money. And Gravy just sitting here, man, just chilling on vacation, man. I work at a school district, and they on vacation, bro. They on vacation. Hot in Fresno today, gonna probably be around 102, 101. So I'm at the beginning stages of that. I'm in my little garage, that studio, little corner right here. Got a fan blowing on me. Gonna see what's up, man. Gonna try to get if I'm excited and like what I'm saying or what I'm hearing about you from you guys, it gets me cool. But otherwise, I'm just gonna sit here and get hot. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys you watched the show last night. I'm gonna break off that a little bit. No dissing, just concerns that we were talking about. You know, I'm not gonna talk about Pratt that much. I have my feeling about Pratt. You guys know that, but I want to get you guys' sense in it, what you guys think about it, and how you feel about this. Are you listening to what I'm saying? And CL Italia, what's up? I haven't said your name yet. CL Italia, I break off the the wrapper, man. I put it in a little jar. You got to keep them and shit. So yeah, CL Italia, I got check it out, man. I got Italia, Brazilia's, America's, Nicaragua's, like it's a chain. You probably know. You're a aficionado, you know. But if you guys listen to what we said, um, what we were talking about yesterday, I had a long discussion about Pratt, disagreement, but a lot of disagreement. That's what makes our show good. My input is not this. I don't consider myself a negative guy. I just ask questions why and concerns because what we get at Raider Nation ain't always good, bro. You got to see what the flaws are of it. If you go through life saying, "Oh, everything's all good," then I don't know if it's going to work out for you. Yeah, but if you look and investigate what's the problem with this guy, why he got released, what happened, then you start realizing what type of guy we got, and that's what I did. And so I just brought it to note, and I'm not getting bashed for it, but it's like, all right, I could defend myself on what I say, and I did. I do that a lot, but there's some guys on here that I'm not comfortable with that you're saying the same shit from. I'm gonna name some names, and you guys tell me You know, if these guys are important for us now, are you tired of them now? Or are they going to get better all of a sudden after 3 years? You know, so and I understand opportunities at quarterback situations, and but I think we make a lot of excuses. We make a lot of excuses for people that we hope that individually we think that we fell in love with, and we think that they're going to come up because it's a different situation. You know, I understand that we can say um, that we can say that, hey, this guy's been here for two messed up regimes. Now we got a regime that he's going to be better at. Okay, I'll give you that. But look at what he's done. You know, one regime he had problems with. This regime he got drafted, and this regime he did a little bit, and then this regime he's supposed to blow up. You know, where we have a constant, you know, way of just keeping doing that. And then the guy ain't never, you know, he could get a little bit better. And then we say, oh, it just motivates you more. And you just keep saying he's going to get better, better. Like, I'll bring a name out for what? Tyree Wilson. You know, he's a number one pick, what, six pick. And we sit here and we say, oh, he's going to get better. He's going to get better. The dude should be balling out by now. We should be talking about a new contract for Tyree Wilson. And we use the excuse, oh, he was hurt his first year. That sucks even more. That's bad even more because we drafted a hurt player that didn't play his first year. And they had to wait for him to get excuses. Gravy's not an excuse guy. You're probably gonna get that out of me, but I'm gonna hit the chat. We're gonna say what's up. We're gonna see what's up with everybody here. Right off the bat, my boy Michael Guerrero. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? One of the top mods on our Radio Nation Live podcast. A great dude, man. My 2 cents. What's up, man? Salute. How you doing, bro? Dub Raider, what up, man? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Pay that man his money, Colton Miller. There you go. Leaky, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? James Furpo, always in the house. Billy Davis, what's up, man? How you doing? That's for Gabe. Renegade's working right now, man. He's a busy man. He's doing more shit than me. So I got time to kick it with you all and see what's up. You know. I got let's turn my camera a little bit here. I got the stogie ready. I got my coffee ready. I got my water right here. I got the fan blowing on me. It's just up to y'all, man. What you guys want to do? Hey, Jeff, what's going on, bro? I was gonna send you the link, man. If you don't feel like talking, man, I, I just want to see what you think about that little update. We watched our show yesterday, man. Got the little update on what's going on. But I'm gonna talk for a little bit. But if you cool with it, let me know. Myra G, my girl, what's up? Hey, I seen a box of cigar. What was it? Facebook. I've been checking out Facebook a lot. I'm gonna make note. Yesterday, I talked about a Facebook uh, thing that I seen on Facebook. I hardly ever go through Facebook. Myra J, what's up, though, baby? How you doing? Good to see you. And I wanna say this dude said that there's indications of us trying to trade for Mike Evans, and I thought that was dope because I think we have a problem with our receiving core. And what do you guys think about that? James Schreiber, what's up? Myra, what's up? Jeff, what's up? Jeffrey, what's up? Thank you for being here, man. Get the game up. Tell everybody that Coach Gravy's on Radio Nation Live Mecca. You go watch you can watch on any of our channels. You can watch on mine. You can watch on Gabe's. You can watch on Lowe's. Whatever which one you like. We like all of us. Then Radio Nation Live is all of us. But Lowe's connected to that. All of us are connected to Radio Nation Live. You know, Gabe and Lowe get paid for that, and Gravy don't get shit. So just hook it up. You know, we want to donate. Give us some dough, man. We need to get some Gravy need to get some games. I mean, that's just for me. A little side money. Little side money for Gravy to go to a game or something. You know, I'll come preseason or not, I'll go. We got okay, here we go. Everybody Myra G come up the picks. Come up with the sticks. Uh, that's what aficionados call cigars. That's just what I do. Stick with gravy. I seen that. That was nice. Was that yours? Let me know. Dub Raider gonna come up here and say, "What game you trying to attend?" I've been talking to Low about maybe hitting the home opener. Maybe I'm not, 60-40 on that, bro. Me and my wife will be attending the Dallas game, and we always go to LA Chargers Raiders. So as a Raider Nation Live unit, we go to that. We go to that function. Have a great time. Pretty much get together with everybody. Rock, what's up, man? How you doing? We got Jeffrey. I seen you. I noted you, bro. How we doing? Damn glad we let our young wide receivers up. See, that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. We on the pan. I don't have a problem with who our rookies are, but you got to be realistic, bro. Hey, we get a rookie and he balls out, then fine. But we have a gentleman that we've been talking about, Trey Tucker, and that they're saying that this rookie is pushing him, but that doesn't concern you, because Tucker and Malik, whatever his name is, a converted quarterback, because he's in the NFL now playing wide receiver, but he played quarterback in college. He's fresh off that. He's fresh off that, bro, and I don't think that's good. We gotta go get a guy. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with go getting a guy? We say we could get anybody else, but doesn't mean that these guys are rookies and they're gonna make mistakes and it's gonna hurt us. The rookie stuff they do. Okay, these guys ball out, then I'll shut the fuck up. But just right now, I'm saying that I'm not making up content. Think I want to be here saying bullshit? Nah, bro. I'm just concerned with it. Gravy's gonna. When I'm concerned with, that's what I say. That's a part of me. That's me, and I'm not just making up shit. You rely on rookies to ball out. A fourth round rookie. He might be I don't even think he was the best available when he got drafted. But what we do as Raider fans, we think, oh, he's balling. He's balling, Trey Cat. He's doing what he needs to do. Okay, that's fine. That's good. I like that. But we got a guy that we're depending on that's starting right now on the depth chart. That's getting pushed by a rookie. What do you think about Trey Tucker then? What do you think about him? You think that he's the number two getting beat out by a rookie? Let's go get a guy that dominates and shuts the face. Shuts the face of everybody. Oh, we're balling now. I think our offense is going to be high powered. What we got, I'm excited about it. It just matters to me what's up with the offensive line. How the offense, it all starts there. But we're talking about receivers. We're talking about receivers. We're talking about you know defensive back. That's very important. Defense is very important. It's a whole different level. But where it starts is what our offensive line. A lot of people ain't talking about that. We're like, oh, well, Thornton's balling. Dash is balling. Or this guy's balling. What about offensive line? We got to look at that. We didn't mention that yesterday. I wanted to, but there was so much side shit going on that I forgot all about it. But that's the main concern, man. What's up with Colton Miller's contract? Well, the update of that is that it ain't going very well because they're far apart on it. Is Colton Miller like a 1 year deal? What the fuck does what the we always mention that we're always mentioning that a 1 year deal is a proven deal. What the fuck does what the hell does Colton Miller need to prove to us? Meet and greet Cigar Lounge for home opener would be great to have you there. I'm thinking about it, though. It'll be great to meet you again, bro. We can see you again. Rock, you're with me on that, huh? It's hard to expect rookies to ball out, bro. We're not, it's not gonna be JPJ. We're very, very fortunate that was happening. He's a first round guy. Never heard of Thornton until we picked him. Really, he wasn't even, I don't think, the best receiver on his team. Okay, here we go. I don't expect, bro. I'll get proper to that. Metcha and Thornton. running with the starters, but also gave props to Tucker. I'm gonna explain to you right now. I'm gonna read something again because I like doing it. I like Gravy's getting a lot of information right now, and him looking because I have time. I do other shit, bro. I go do shit with my house. I clean up, and I do all my shit. I do all my man shit. But talking to you is what I expect, what I want to do, and I'm getting information at night and shit like that when I'm waiting for a basketball game, cooking, doing shit like that. And this is what I like to do on my free time. So I'm looking at for information on what to entertain you guys for the Raiders. I'm not just sitting here bitching, but I'm gonna tell you the misconception of what of Chip Kelly does, and the intentions of what Patrick Graham does. We're all over the place on that. Do we know the philosophies of these two guys? I hear a lot of shows that, oh, well, we could get this guy, we could put this guy here, we can do this, and fucking nickel and this, and then we're playing nickel all over the place. Yes, Patrick Graham loves to play nickel. Okay, he loves to use a lot of defensive backs because big people. See, he couldn't do that. When I read this, he couldn't do that with these other guys, or they didn't have the grunt. That they didn't have the guys. You know what I mean? The Thorne is running with the starters, dude. But don't you think that's a problem? Is it the situation to where he's balling out? He's one of a kind of these dudes. He's that guy. But everybody says he's a beast and fuck all this and all that. Hey, we haven't seen him in a game. We haven't seen him even in the preseason. He's not getting covered by anybody, and you could do that as every receiver that's picked from the fucking 6, 7 free agent is balling because they ain't got no coverage. But we're looking at it right now in OTAs, organized team activities, and then they're doing structured shit. It ain't just Joe Blow jogging and shit like that. And this dude is putting pressure on a starter that we expect to be good. I got a problem with it. There we go, Rock. Nah, Gravy, right. We need an experienced wide receiver. Let's go get a dude, man. Chewy, what's up, man? Fresno's in the building. What's up, bro? What's up, dog? How you doing? I'm kind of behind a little bit. I'll get back. Jeffrey, I think Dante Thornton got pigeonholed. Think he's a lot better than people think. Me too, bro. But he's a rookie. And what are you going to do when he starts doing rookie shit? You're just going to give him a chance? Yeah, I don't want this dude to be downsized when he starts doing rookie shit. And you guys get pissed off and start talking about him because I'm going to be saying, I expect that. Let's get better. But we always fall in that mode. Hey, it's his first year. He's a 4th-round pick to make excuses. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm happy that he's pushing Trey Taylor, but I'm concerned about Trey Taylor because this is happening. 3 years in the league, and he's getting pushed by a rookie. Brother Jed, what's up, sweetie? How you doing? Good to see you. Happy Wu-Tang Wednesday Nation. Oh, you like the Wu-Tang. Good job. Rock. And 2 wide receiver sets, we don't have guys for that. No, we don't. Aaron Davidson, thank you for being here, brother. Let's see what you got to say, man. We had a good conversation last time, man. I loved it. I love that. Gravy, you can't worry about anything right now when you don't see anything on TV right now. Don't worry about the receivers. Don't worry about the team right now. We ain't even playing it down yet. All right. You go ahead and do that. But why would I have a show if I'm not going to worry about something, Aaron? Get on the show, bro, and just say, okay, have one show and say, Gravy, you can't worry about anything. You're not concerned. I'm not worried. Concerned and worries, I think those definitions are different. I'm not sure. Tell me. Get in the dictionary and say, hey, worried and concerned. From what I believe, in my 56 years in this world, I think they're 2 different things. I'm not worried. I'm concerned. If I've been doing something for 3 years and somebody hasn't even been in the spot yet, and he comes in and takes over my job, if you were a boss, that would concern you, right? I would be concerned about that. Why is that happening? What's going on? You better player? Start him. But we can't put Trey Tucker in that light. I had a problem with Trey Tucker. I guess that's what it is. But I respect your. I respect what you're saying, bro. There we go with my 2 cents. Why can't Thornton do good outside of what Tucker does? I'm not a reflection. It's not a reflection on Tucker. It's not. But I'm concerned why. What's wrong with Tucker? Here we go. Here we go. Rock. 'Cause, yeah, there's so much content out there. It's only limited by the lack of creativity. The creativity that I'm saying is that, but what are our concerns? Is it all good? Can't be all good. You know, it can't be all good now. Yeah, we got Pete Carroll. That's great. We got Genty. That's great, but he's a rookie. We got Best. That's great. He's a rookie. We instantly put these guys in positions to start, and we think they're going to ball. I hope they do, but there's always a threat that they won't. So if I sit here and be motivated, oh, he's going to ball out, man, and he don't, you're going to think I'm stupid. You're going to think the Mike didn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Gravy didn't know what he's talking about. And we're just and as you as a viewer, you're going to say, you know what? I think that Gravy was talking bullshit and be like these other guys predicting shit and they're not happening. I would rather be wrong at what Thornton's doing than wrong what Trey Tucker did when he constantly does it. What has Trey Tucker done for us? He's the only one there, so we're just expecting him to be good. What's up with that? Why the hell we getting Thornton? Another fast guy. Oh, we got two now. We're balling out. What up, Red Paul? Raid or some boy? Thornton ran mostly curl routes and goal balls because he has major downside. He has to work, Rock, and we're thinking of starting this guy. Edgar Sosa, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here this morning. Robert Pena, what's up, man? How you doing? Everybody telling me what's up. I'm almost caught up. Everybody telling everybody. I like that, man. You guys spreading the word. All right, that's good, Jeff. What do you think, man? What do you think about this? I'm concerned about the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers. How much have they also improved? I've been saying that, bro. I guess nobody hears it. It's all good for the Raiders. But then again, we're getting picked fourth in the division. Is it because I'm honest, people? Is it because I'm honest about my concerns and people are stuck in this funk thinking that we're just good? I'm a Raider fan, deep Raider fan. Been a Raider fan as long as some of you guys, but I'm not. I haven't been like this. I haven't been. You know, I've kept my mouth shut about the Raiders for so long and saying that everything is good. But when things go bad, I'm not surprised. But I'm not the type guy to mention it and say, I told you guys that we were gonna suck. I'm not that type guy. You know, if you know what I mean. There's guys out there saying, oh, that ain't gonna work out. We suck, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they're most of the time they're right. Most of the time they're right. We did improve, Jeff. I agree with you on that. I think we improved, but so did all of them improved. I think that's what you were saying. They all improved. I think our offense is going to outshine the defenses. Yeah, that's a good notion. That's a good notation. I think that too. There we go, Rock. This is what's going on right now. But I'm going to prove to you the philosophy of Chip Kelly, what this deep ball shit is about. Okay, with this deep ball shit that we about, and we really know what the philosophy of Chip Kelly, and he's been doing it. You know, he's not going to change because he's a fucking Raider. You adapt to your personnel, but you have your own ways. Your personnel adapts to the scheme too. You don't change the scheme for one player. Either you get rid of the player or have him learn it. He's not for you. But Chip Kelly was brought in not because a player or players. Chip Kelly was brought in because of the scheme. He scores points. He runs tempo a little bit now. He spreads you out. He runs outside zone plays. The perimeter is your best friend. If you get guys that can do that, then you're good. He's not all doing this inside shit like everybody else does because we don't have the backs for it for one, and that's not his philosophy. He'll go in between. He'll go A gap, B gap, ISOs, and things like that, but that's not his what he's known for. We'll get you off balance and do it. He'll get you off balance and do it. I love what we did. I love the pickup. I love we got Genty. Offensive line is a major, not concern for me. I just want to see who's there. I just want to see what we got going on there. I like who we got there. We're saying Parham is dead, but we can talk the individual, production. Those guys that are better than Parham. But Parham's in there. My 2 cents got a little comment there. That's good. That's a good thing. You know, well, we would have never been drafted. We would have said that Marcus Allen was a big time pickup. Anyone pissed we don't get? Nah, I'm not. I'm not mad about that. Myra, if you really look at it, they took a gamble. Their defense is style. They're always in the mix. They just got better with him. Our defense needs to get better, and you take a big risk of a guy that only played 7 games 2 years in a row. No guarantee. There's no guarantee that I was gonna say something, but it just would have sounded negative. It's not guaranteed that he was gonna be healthy for us. He gets hurt, and $6 million. I don't know. I signed Shaquille Griffin. He's the same. He's just not as hurt as Shaquille Griffith is there. There's a reason why he's there doing a workout. I don't understand why. It would make me more comfortable about our secondary if we got Shaquille. And we can say, oh, Jalen Ramsey trade? No. But I take Jalen Ramsey anymore. He's not in our mix. Raider fans are talking about that. It's leaked out to us. It's he says he wants to be a Raider, but I don't see no talk. There's no talking going on. So we just pump it up. If we start seeing Jalen Ramsey, we say Jalen Ramsey wants to be a Raider, but if the money's right, he's gonna go wherever he wants, wherever the money's right. He's that type of guy right now. So we're gonna overpay for a guy that's getting older, still ball out. But in my opinion, he's not. In my opinion, he's not. It doesn't look like we're that way. We're getting shit on the cheap. Yeah. And I think if we want to get a cheaper guy, Shaquille Griffith has the talent. He's always mentioned around Pro Bowl area, and that means you're a good corner. So I think he was an alternate in Pro Bowl one time. That's right. They're saying a lot about McCullough. They're saying a lot about him. He found his dad or something like that. I've seen a lot of that. He's a good running back coach, well respected. I don't know if he can make our guys in 1 year do big things different, but I think Chip Kelly will. And if he's with Chip Kelly, then he could teach it. He's damn good as far as fundamentals are concerned and teaching. That's the guy we needed. Very happy with that. There we go, Jeffrey again. I don't know much, but I do know that we're heading in the positive direction. We have adults in the room. Yes, sir. Myra saying some G shit. Here we go. Well, Chip Kelly is one of the highest paid OC in the league, so he better have that backfield right. Yep. He's gonna do things to do that. In that type of situation there, Myra, is that you can in certain situations put and use a different running back. Okay. Now I know Pete Carroll said, "Hey, running back by committee." That's a blessing. To have 2 running backs, just like when you had Hunt and Chubb there. Remember that in Cleveland, where they were so dominant. Those are 2 quality guys. Do we have any of those guys? Do we really think Mostart on the perimeter is great, but he needs to get there. He needs to get to that perimeter. And what does that? What does that do? You could depend on missed tackles, but you got to depend on that offensive line. You have to. You have to. You have to. You have to do that. The offensive line needs to be stout, needs to be ready to go. I don't know why we're not talking about it. We're just saying, oh, you know, Parham is lighting the ass and he needs to leave. And who do we got? We got two. We got rookies. Now you want a rookie on the offensive line, and they could be like Glaze, bro. Glaze it was a phenomenal what Glaze did. And we could say, hey, we like Glaze there, but there's also people saying sophomore jinx. We don't know. Running back coach Dillon has a crazy portfolio. Yes, he does. He's been around, bro. Kareem Hunt, Kyrie Williams, the KC running backs, etc. When this guy shows up, the run game does too. Yep. And then Chip Kelly just adds to that because Chip Kelly's main priority to do, unless a situation pops up, there'll be games that we're gonna have where we're gonna throw the ball, and that's gonna work. Okay. But I think basically it's always going to come down to a running game. And you're going to hear that if the guys let me. That's what I think we're doing, Myron. You bring up I think you got a really good aspect of what I'm talking about here. And that's why, Myron. We're, we're cleaning up the bad shit and the past regime. And that's what I like. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Thornton and Bash because they're good football players. You know what I'm saying? We look at Trey Tucker and we can say he wasn't used, but wonder why. Why isn't Trey Tucker used? And I'll give you a simple, uh, you know, excuse for this is that Michael Mayer, picked by McDaniels, and they didn't use him right. They didn't use him right. And I pretty much blame his mental deficiencies. It could be something personal, but his mental breakdown or whatever it was probably had to do something. He's been balling out ever since he was a little kid, since 10 years old. And they come in here and don't use him the way Notre Dame did. And it's fucked. That happens. That happens to football players. All those guys that are UDFAs or whatever they are, they're in high school and college, and they're the man. They're getting all the ass. They're getting everything over there. They're getting pampered and all this shit. But you come to the NFL, and you don't get picked when you think you should be this guy. You get told, nah, bro, you're a 6th-round pick. You know what I mean? And that fucks you up in the head. That messes you up. I see it all the time. I have to say that sometimes to people. Oh, this ain't fucking your high school. This is JC, bro. You're gonna get punked over here. You're gonna get worked. So that's the type shit that these guys is got to deal with. And I think that's what kind of happened to Michael Mayer. Could have been nothing personal, but I know he's right. He's there. He's getting busy, and it's a weapon. That's a better weapon we have. A lot of people don't have shit like that. We got to look at that. And I know that we could get a 13 some type issue, 12 personnel each. That'll be dope, man. We got good tight ends on our team. I got no problem with tight ends. What up, Rafa? How you doing, bro? Rock says Bash is a weird operation. What can we do? Jack of all trades, but master of one. It's good to be good at everything. You know what I mean? But what? A lot of the views that I have, I was debating with Lowe about defensive stuff, and Lowe has never been in those type of situations that I've been in as far as coaching. I'm an offensive guy, so I'm like, well, what would I do to beat that defense? You know what I mean? And if a dude plays zone on, yeah, if he plays, nickel on me, I'm gonna run the football. I'm gonna beat up your little cornerback you have there. You know, about a guy that would want to stop me with running the ball. I would put more linebackers, put more front line scrimmages, and do that. But if I'm going to show you that his philosophy, which was weird to me, that Pete, Patrick Graham's philosophy is playing nickel. And to me, the way I was working in football was you do that situationally. That's just me. You can do it. You can play nickel all the time. We did last year, but or cover three. Last year we did that as far as the secondary. But all in all, it's the same. It's just to me the way my philosophy is. I have to more get to what Patrick Graham does. I never looked at Patrick Graham's philosophy. I just accepted it. He runs the nickel, and a nickel to me is a situational defense. You know, People didn't play that against me because I would run the football. Brother Paul with his little views here. What's up, Paul? You in trouble, man? What's up? But if you guys will let me check this out. Here's a breakdown of the philosophy of Patrick Graham, and this will probably clear the air because this is, I just put in Patrick Graham defensive philosophy. I don't think it's bullshit. NFL shit, you know, Raider shit right here. So Patrick Graham's defensive philosophy emphasizes adaptivity, ability, and complexity, aiming to confuse offenses by using multiple fronts and blitz packages while also being multiple in the personnel and coverage. He believes in forcing offenses to make quick decisions and testing non-quarterbacks and creating confusion. Rather than solely relying on blitzing to pressure the quarterback, Graham's approach is rooted in creating an illusion of complexity, where the defense appears to be one thing while actually doing another, which is great. Which is great. Multiple personnel and coverages. Graham's defenses utilizes a variety of personal groupings, including five defensive backs, for bigger bodies with two linebackers, which is the nickel, and players who can rush the passer, cover, and stop the run. He employs and mix of zone and man coverage, often disguising his intentions to keep the offense guessing. So basically, what he's saying is that what I've said is that we're getting bigger guys. Corners don't expect to stop the run. They should, but it's more coverage to me. So this is what I've always thought about Patrick Graham. He plays nickel, but he shows nickel, but they do other things. They try to confuse, and it would confuse an offense. They would. Hey, this guy's playing nickel. Let's run the football. Then boom, he's playing man, or he brings that safety right there's a banger. Like we got Chin. Now I understand. If you got that, you would understand what he's doing. He said bigger guys, bigger safeties. Those we got big safeties. And most likely the guys that come up is a strong safety, which is Chin, and we would have him stop the run. Main intentions is to stop the run. If I came up here and pulled up what Pete Carroll's philosophy is, I'm sure the first thing would be stop the run. Cam Chancellor and what's his name? They stopped the run. So his safeties did that. So we could just the intentions of Pete Carroll's doing what he did is trying to mimic that Legion of Bones. We could call it the Legion of Gravy defense. I'm with that. I'm with that. So you're looking at more coverage, okay? And the personnel we got is better, safety wise. But I'm not saying that if it's going to improve our middle of the field defense and our third down defense with the linebackers we got, I know that this guy Pratt is going to be stopping the run. We're going to stop the run, folks. We're going to be up top stopping the run. And if we're not, it's going to be bad. With all these guys, with all this stopping the run, decorated, run stuffers that we got, it's going to be even more. And then you got backups that stop the run. I'll give it to Tyree Wilson. He sets the edge. Coach, he sets the edge, even the limited games he had. And we'll discuss those two guys that I just mentioned at length in a little bit. But I'm going to tell you this: our linebackers, that's all they do. So it looks like we're going to expect with the philosophy that he has, and it changes with personnel, it changes with teams, it could change every day. It changes all of it. Every game it changes. There's a couple of ways: stop the run, Capital One, amen. The Bible. I don't know, Capital One. You're trying to say that. Say that again, Aaron. I think you need to do your spell check. Going to be between us and the Chiefs for AFC title game. Don't get pissed, Paul, but I think your expectations are very, very high, bro. I love it, but I've been doing that, bro. So I'm in reality now. My goggles is bent off, bro. Rock is saying it's too easy to fix QBs with spy tech shows. Uh, so expect the playoffs ASAP. With our quarterback play, I think it can happen. But with this young receiving core, you know, how are we sitting here depending on rookie? Do we look at this guy's a rookie? He's going to be in the game 1 year as a specialty position. These guys are in special positions that they need to produce to, you know. And we ain't saying that they're Chases and Jeffersons and Amon St. Brown. We ain't saying that they're these guys. Do we think they are, or what's up here? Are you saying 8 men in the box to stop the run? If you can stop the run with less guys, bro, that's better. That means if you can put 8 men in the box to stop the run, but that means you got 3 guys covering. If you got 4 receivers out there, they got 8 guys for one running back. Then that's a damn good running back, and that's what I want. And you can fake that all the time, but if you're good at disguising that play action, that's what play action is for. Play action is to defeat 8 men in the box. So you can play the run all you want, but if you can't get back there and you got 3 guys covering 4 receivers or tight end going out, you're fucked. How could that happen covering 3 guys? 3 guys covering 4. It's a mismatch. The numbers don't match. And that's what football is, bro. Football is a game of numbers. And we have to get those numbers need to be good guys. I'm not saying we have bad receivers. Wouldn't you want to go get a guy like Keenan Allen is better than any guy we got on our team right now. Amari Cooper is better than any guy we got on our team right now. If this trade shit is going through, man, I don't know who this guy is, but I give props to him because he mentioned this, and I looked at his show. I'll tell him what's up, but I'm gonna tell you that I seen it, that I fucked up because I lost. But I should have saved it. I had it on, but then I'll look for it, and here he is. No, that's a different one. I'll find it. But anyways, I was gonna kind of pump him up a little bit because he was a Facebook guy, and it looked like he was people follow him, and people, people, maybe I could be in my friends, your friend. I just got to find him. He has to friend me back though. I'll see what. Man, I got a lot of friends, Raider fans. But anyways, that he was saying that we're trying. I don't know if it's bullshit, but it doesn't look like he was calling out the stuff with Jair. He was calling out the stuff with Griffith, that he was there. There wasn't no bullshit, and it wasn't no after effect to where it kind of sounded like it was bullshit because there's a lot of creators out there that say a lot of bullshit. But if we're gonna be really stacked with it, I'll take that, man. We got to be crazy not to not to think that wouldn't be good. If you're sitting there telling me that you guys wouldn't get, because you got to look at Tampa Bay situation. They got a bunch of receivers. They got a bunch of receivers. And if Mike Evans is the unball out, she'll do it. But it didn't look like I was convinced that you guys were convinced when I was talking about this. But I'll tell you right now, I found it. Look at Facebook and see if we see this guy. I'm trying to get his name right now, and watch me find it when I'm not on live with you. But I'm gonna look for it for like a couple of seconds and see if I can find him. 'Cause I have a bunch of Facebook friends, a bunch of coaches now. I could get to recently added, but I go back to Facebook and try to find it because I found it yesterday. But I'll find him. Don't worry about that. He we were but it said that, but man, if we could even look at a situation to where we could get Mike Evans, I'll do it. Yeah, Tampa Bay. Who's this? Red Paul. We have the defense and run game to win the Super Bowl. Paul, you very over, bro. I hope so, Paul, but you're don't get pissed off, bro, because we got a lot to do. I remember I wanted Chris Godwin too, bro. And then they got Chris Godwin. They got this McKellen kid I had in fantasy that did a great job. And then they got two. They got two wide receivers in the draft high, and they balling. They're ballers right there. They got picked higher than Thornton, I think. The Bengals got Higgins and Chase, yes, sir. And wouldn't you love to have something like that? Even with Jacoby, I'll take Jacoby. But we're convinced that these rookies, how good is Trey Tucker if he's getting beat out by a rookie? Yeah, they got Franklin Sutton over there at Denver. That's a problem. Sutton balls out, man. And I'm just thinking fantasy here. But dude, if you got a receiver that scores you a grip of points, he's probably a good damn receiver. If you get Trey Tucker just out the blue for bullshit, you ain't gonna win no fantasy league with Trey Tucker. Fantasy's fantasy, but you still got to produce as a wide receiver to do that. So a lot of times, good receivers on the teams are gonna consistent. You got to get consistent guys to win fantasy. So all the guys that you pick high in fantasy produce. I'm sure Jacoby Myers one got a lot of Jacoby Myers rising as far as receivers are concerned. With Geno, as far as fantasy concerned, you gotta get. He moved up his draft higher, along with Devontae Adams higher because of who the quarterbacks are. We thought Mitchell was gonna be all this and that. Ain't no one picking O'Connell for fucking quarterback. Ain't no one picking. You're gonna get Stafford because you got Puka and Devontae. Shit, I'm giving up my secrets there. I'm giving up my secrets for Holler Squad. My opinions on that. Wasn't like Tucker was a top draft pick. I don't know what he was. To find out for you. I think it was third or something. Was Tucker third round pick? But the what? Trey Tucker. Let's see. The dude don't do shit for me. Yeah, it could be his come up year, whatever. But he's not. He's not for me, bro. What up? I'm not bueno. How you doing? My 2 cents. What's up? Choey, what's up? Good to see you guys in here, man. Got 20 up in here. What's up? Tell people Gravy's on, man. Tell them what's up. We're gonna get into this. I'm gonna tell you now. Did everybody get the philosophy of Patrick Graham defensively? We just had Reddy Paul said our defense is set. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so, bro. You happy with these linebackers that we're gonna stop the run? Who's gonna be the coverage guy? We're gonna sit in nickel and have DBs. What do we run the football? What's gonna happen? These little ass DBs are gonna come out. And now I'm not talking a safety being down there. You got 5 DBs. Who's gonna be on there in space? Who's the other safety? If we bring in 5 guys, who's the other DB that's coming in? Huh? Who's that guy? Because that's a package. They got 5 DBs out there. Who's the other guy? Chin and Palomar is already there. Who's the other guy coming in? We comfortable with Lonnie Johnson. We comfortable with Christopher Smith. This other guy from the Air Force that didn't ever do shit. Are we thinking? Are we want that? I'm naming names, folks. Tell me, why do we think that? Why is Reddy Paul coming up here? Our defense is set. Our defense is set. When Wilkins has a problem with his foot, and you can hear a surgeon say he's going to be over here and that, but I'm confident that our defense could be good. Well, I just think we need guys. We need guys that could. When you look at our other levels, and we always talk about depth. We talk about depth. What's up with depth? We got a bunch of linebackers that do the same thing on defense. A bunch of linebackers that do the same thing. But our problem was covering the middle of the field. So we got Chan and Palomar over there, and Palomar was in when we had problems in the middle of the field. And what it looks like is Palomar was playing free safety, so he's going to cover more. Free safety, free out in the open, free. Strong safety, strong guy, come up and stop the run. He's the one that's going to do that. And my shit's still thinking about Tucker, bro. That's how bad he is. My fucking computer's thinking about him. Trying to find his production. We fuck can't. What we got here, in my opinion, is down with me. See, he's saying our D is not set. It better not be. You're satisfied with what? You satisfied with what, Mike? Give me some. What's up? We were talking about the defense at length yesterday, and I was get oh well, oh well with me all the time, man. Is it's just not. And I've been saying that for years. Oh well, and I'm not with that anymore. I don't know if you guys are, if you're used to it, or you new in this game to where you a new Raider fan, or if you haven't been around for all this losing, then oh well is not. I don't hear that shit anymore. I want to win. We're so used to having hoping players pan out and hoping players overachieve. Let's get the guys that do it. That's the way I roll. If a guy's out there spending money, go get the motherfucker. Make it cat friendly, not team friendly. We always think everybody's going to come in on the cheap, but what do they do for us? We're going to find out. We're going to find out what all these cheap ass linebackers do for us. Ah, same guys, bro. We got two rookies. We got two rookies in there. I hope they pan out. They're high picks, bro. They need to produce. I don't. I don't sit here saying, man, did this guy develop and not play him and shit like that? Get in there, do something, man. Push the guy push the guy. And we hear that. We hear that, but when it comes during the season, we're just set on one guy. And then we say, put this motherfucker in. And then it's over with. You're just done with them. You shouldn't be that way. Offensive line is very important. The offense is not going to go unless the offensive line is good. It's good. You just don't throw anybody in there. Well, throw this guy in there. Throw a rookie in there. Yeah, we're going to the playoffs. I don't care what you say. All right. Keep that up, man. I like that. And some of y'all forgetting our defense was bottom five last year. Worse. Worse, Myra. I like Raider Paul's enthusiasm, his come up, but one day, bro, you're gonna hit reality, and it's gonna bother you. I'm just letting it all out right now, bro. You could be on other shows and Rob, pump it up, and Thornton's gonna fucking be an all pro. He might be, bro. Okay. Trey Tucker's gonna do this and that and do this, and he's gonna fucking run deep when we got an offensive coordinator that's not really into that. So we're gonna change his whole offense because Trey Tucker and Thornton can run fucking 4-2s. It could happen, but we think it's gonna happen all the time. It's not. You got to do things in between that. That's just one play. I'll be honest with you, Paul. From what you say, I don't think you know football that well. Because if you could look at our team right now and say they're going to win 12 games, I might be wrong, bro. But I'll tell you, I'll bet you right now. I'll say, nah, I'll take it. I've been a Raider fan for a long time. You don't know how many times I've been told, Gravy, listen for once, and then I become right. I don't take that to the head, bro, but I'm just letting you know. You could contradict what I'm saying, bro. But fine. That's fine, bro. I love that shit. That's what this is all about, Paul. You're cool. I dig your enthusiasm, the love for your team and stuff. That's good. That's great, bro. But I see you on other shows saying the same shit. I've seen you on shows saying we're gonna win 7, 9 games and shit like that too. So where you at? I watch everybody's show. I get invited to everybody's show, bro. I see you in there. I see you on show. So you can stand on that. Stand on whatever you want, bro. I don't think that way. And I know football. I ain't never met nobody question what I say. It's just me. And I say it and I go, well, I was wrong. But you're good, Paul. You're good, man. If we don't split the division, we are winning 6 on the high side. I think a lot of people are having us steal fourth. But look at this, people. Even with the bad coaching, even with the people that we had on the team, there was a drastic difference between us and the what was it, Denver or whoever it was. It was like 6 games. I don't think that's going to happen this year because we were so bad. We didn't win a game last year in the conference. Everybody knows that. And that's the most important thing that we need to do is fucking win our division. Before I even look at different people, we got to hit that game, the home opener, right off the bat. If we lose that game at home on a Monday night, I'm going to be very upset. And I don't think I'm going to start criticizing this team because I ain't all into this. Oh, give it a couple of games. They got to get used to the bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Who stands with me on that? You just naming shit, bro. Okay, all those guys been on teams and they make playoffs, bro. I don't need to see all that, bro. You just wasting time. Max better be a fucking Pro Bowl. Just because you get a bunch of Pro Bowlers on the team, that means you don't. Ain't none of them guys, except for Max. Ain't none of them. They weren't all pros with us, bro. Look at that. They weren't all pros with us. Tell me an all pro guy that's on our team besides Max right now for the Raiders. Who's an all pro guy for the Raiders on our team? Wilkins didn't get all pro on the Raiders. Kuntz on the rise. Yeah, he is. I like that. You just got so much high expectations, Paul. I'm not worried if you're gonna get fucking disappointed, but I'm sorry, man. I'm glad you feel that way, bro. But hey, bro, I don't agree with you. But here we go. Here we go with it's been mediocre the last 2 years. What has, bro? Our defense? Yeah. I think Patrick Graham, and what I mentioned to you right here, I think Patrick Graham's philosophy is on point. It's on point. You should do that. I just didn't. I just didn't agree with the nickel part of it because it's just and the way I would coach and the way I was taught, with several coaches I've been with, that nickel's always been a nickel has always been a situational defense and just to stop the pass. You got guys that are throwing on you, then you go to nickel or dime. Have more DBs out there, have more coverage. But if you want to stop the run, then you have 3 linebackers there and stack the box. You gonna bring a guy in, but that's not good. That's 8. That's what that is. So I just hope. Myra, exactly, Gravy. It's a huge difference. We knew we were dozen when we got that J Cat Getsy. I didn't judge Getsy till he started calling plays. Myra, it was bad. He wasn't. I do what I think. What I think what happened, Myra, with that situation is that I think that what was your first message? I'm sorry, man. That's being mediocre. I'll find you again. Oh, a lot. Here we go. but I'm gonna answer my is that I think AP was, right off the bat in his press conference, he said we're gonna run the football. So I think he kind of pushed Getsy to do what he did, and I know that happens, Myra. That happens, Myra. But it was just me. It was just vanilla. It was stuff that high school teams do and college teams do. It was just so. It's plays that should be done right. And those are the type of plays where it's working, it's working, it's working. Then you do those type shit. It was just so easy looking, slow. It wasn't like no like effort plays, like creativity in those. You weren't pulling nobody. You was just man on man. What's up? And you say you're gonna play zone, and you play, straight up, and you got light guys over there, and they get pushed around. And I don't know how much pride they were taking in their offensive. It's just the philosophy wasn't. The intent was there, but it just wasn't. It didn't work. That happened. All right, Ben, I got your first one. A lot was addressed in 1 year, Gravy. We have way more than 1 year's draft to fill. All these holes. I'm not knocking this regime for not focusing on a linebacker this draft. They addressed the offense. And your second part of your question was that's been mediocre for the last 2 years. The offense has been mediocre. Yes, sir. It was really bad last year. Bumped up a little bit with the uh, with the Turners. I've always admired Norv Turner the way he runs the football, and he helped his son out a lot, bro. That was Norv Turner's offense right there, and he ran the ball better with Sincere McCormick. I was for Kingsbury and hated the Getsy thing. I wanted Kingsbury too. But that was great. That was great, Bueno. I respect that. I understand what you're saying. We got time to do it. The best way to build your team is through the draft. But we've done that. We've done that, and I think that we if we noticeable situations that we're in to where we need to bring in somebody. Okay, we all know we need a corner. What's up with that? Are we waiting for the cheapest deal? I'm not over here saying get the go pay $30 million for the best corner out there. If you could do that, then do it, man. We'll be more happy. But with what we have out there, we got a guy that doesn't have a lot of experience, gets hurt, doesn't produce. He backed up Jair Alexander because he got hurt. And we have this guy starting for our team. We're not concerned with it. Oh, he's gonna ball out because he's a Raider now, right? My burger, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna be. I've said several times, bro. If you remember, I said I'm going to the Dallas game. I'm gonna sit. I don't know where I'm sitting at, but we're sitting good. It's a adventure we're going on. I have my boys with me and my daughters with me. It's just a family thing. I'm open. We all got shit to do. My kids are old, man. They get out. They'll be out. I'll be asleep. So they could go with their mom and do that shit. I'm just an old man later. Vegas ain't what it used to be to me. If I go to Vegas and do what I used to do, I wouldn't be around right now. I'd be in jail. We had no business getting Getsy, period. Here we go. Mike is satisfied with what, man? You ain't mentioned me. COD mob, Mike. He's not here, bro. He's at home. All right, people. I got another one here. I got the philosophy to Chip Kelly. It's not as long as Patrick Gas' philosophy was really, really long. So I wanted to save you what they say about Patrick Graham. He just says he does different shit, creativity, focuses on the middle of the field and shit like that. But It's weird to me that we don't do that. It could be personnel, but we know that's part of the scheme. Now here's Chip Kelly's philosophy. If we really want to know what Chip Kelly's about and the guys that he wants out, the guys that we have, we're gonna wonder. We're gonna know why Trey isn't really doing things, and the guys that we got can produce are gonna be productive. Chip Kelly culture philosophy centers around a few key principles, which is a which with a focus on speed, efficiency, and science-based approach to training. The key elements of this philosophy is a fast-paced offense. Kelly is known for a high-tempo, no-huddle offensive system that aims to keep defenses off balance. This involves using the spread formation, wide receiver splits, and zone read and option plays to exploit mismatches. If we know football, we know that basically that's zone. Okay, the mismatch is zone moving. Emphasis on practice efficiency. Kelly believes that making practices faster and more efficient in the game speed and better prepare players for game situations. Sports science interrogation. Player development emphasizes the player develop both on and off field. He focuses on building cohesive team culture where players understand the team's vision and standards. He also stresses a demanding but nurturing approach to coach-player relationship. Adaptivity and creativity. Well, while known for his fast-paced offense, Kelly also emphasizes flexibility and adapting to different situations and opponents. His playbook is designed to be simple, intuitive, while also providing options for creative play calling. Focus on fundamentals. At its core, Kelly's philosophy involves a focus on fundamental football and exploiting mismatches. More recently, as offensive coordinator for Las Vegas Raiders, Kelly has slated the philosophy is simply a just win baby, echoing an historical Raider model. In summary, Chip Kelly's philosophy combines traditional football fundamentals with modern sports science techniques, emphasizing speed, efficiency, and player development to achieve success. Doesn't say adapting to a player. Didn't once say, well, emphasis on practice efficiency, fast-paced offense, zone read and option plays, game speed. Doesn't say that includes tracking player conditioning, fatigue, and recovery using tools like GPS systems and heart monitors. And he's all into this new nutrition shit and all that. What if you guys understand that you would say, and also it says in here at kind of length, if I could find it, the more ninjas is game speed, probably utilize the science and episode the development and players that are underneath routes. Doesn't say D ball. It could happen. We got fast guys, but this is the type what I do. I love what Pete Kelly does. I love what Chip Kelly does. I'm an outside guy. You get fast guys on the outside with good offensive linemen and offensive linemen that can move. That's the way football is now. We got to get instinctive and creative about the way football is now and get out of our old ways and have a guy just run straight and beat the guy. That happens in football. It's fun. I love that. But I want to let you guys know that football has evolved from that. Okay. 50-50 balls is a minor thing in football, but it's good to have it. And we got one of those guys. Okay. That's why I think Trey Tucker is at a disadvantage with Thornton because that can happen. That can happen with this guy. He offers more for as far as Chip Kelly concerned. And when you have a fast guy do intermediate routes, he gets the ball. It's a for sure completion. The percentage of a completion is higher than a deep ball, right? Do we understand that? If you throw a ball deep, and it's very hard to be accurate deep ball throw. You got to have a big time rapport with that receiver. And the guy that we have right now, are we convinced that he's one of the best deep ball thrower accuracy? Been said, he could get the deep ball. Fuck, he's throwing on the dime to DK Metcalf. We ain't got one of those guys, but we know he can throw the deep ball. And he's accurate with it because he making DK Metcalf. He's making that guy. Wasn't for Geno Smith, what would fucking DK Metcalf be? Just watch Aaron Rodgers with his deep ball get it to DK at Pittsburgh. See what happens here. It ain't gonna be just DK Metcalf getting out there. It's gonna be Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. That's what it is. We have a guy like that that could do that, but we have a set way. Oh, throw it deep, throw it deep. It's football ain't like that no more, bro. I'd rather give a guy that runs 4.3, 4.28, something like that, whatever the fuck these guys run. Give him the ball 5 yards down. Give him a screen, break a tackle. They get blocked, and boom, he's gone, man. The percentage on that is way better than a deep ball that probably would go out of bounds, intercepted, or incomplete, or he catches it. So we got to understand that. We got old school guys that love that shit. We got to go get back to that. The only thing that's old school about football now is running the football. That's never going to change in my book, and I hope it doesn't. The running back position has been disrespected for so long. I'm glad it's coming back now. And we got a guy that if we don't do that, he shouldn't get $6 million a year. It has to work now because we invested in that, bro. Number one pick. And we invested in our offense big time. Look what we did, man. Look how and they're young. They're young, but they're balling. Look at our how we are offensive. We got Michael Mayer, what, second round pick. Brock Bowers, first round pick. I.C. Jeanty, first round pick. Colton Miller, first round pick. JPJ, first round pick. Glaze, third round pick, but producing. The other guys, they there. They developed and moved up. But Parham and Mumford, they got thrown in quick. And I think they did a pretty good job. So I'm not worried about the offensive line. If we start worrying and bitching about the offensive line, then we're gonna got problems. It just gets brought up, and then we start talking about it and saying, well, Parham sucks, this and that. He's in the one right now. Is that a problem for everybody? A Mumford is up there and one. I don't think the Jets are going to beat the Steelers. You're right, Paul. What up, Jers? How you doing, brother? Thanks for being here. Robert Pena, what's up? Paul's all over the place. What you guys think about that? You guys tell me who needs to step up this year. Who in your mind, in my audience mind, the guys that are in here right now watching it, who needs to step up this year that hasn't? Well, who do we expect? And I'll tell you if you guys are right. If I agree with you. Paul comes up here and says our team was ass last year. Okay, if our team was ass, who needs not be ass this year? A lot of people are saying Tyree Wilson needs a ball out. He should have been balling out. We shouldn't have picked him with this fucking foot ass. And now we're giving him. Oh, dude, pick 3 years in, he ain't did shit. Cole Miller needs to step up. Cole Miller was hurt, Paul. See, I think you know what you're talking about. Sometimes I think you know what you're talking about. Out of everybody, Colton Miller needs to step up. You were just mentioning Pro Bowl. You just said he was a Pro Bowler on the team right now. Come on, dude. You're better than that. Tell me who really needs to step up. You're saying the wrong dudes. You guys tell me. Come on. And I'll tell you what's they know I'm waiting for people to do it, but my opinion says Wilson JB and Parham. Yeah, I agree with all three of those, bro. JB, we picked guys to replace him. We picked a guy high to get him, and we're hearing that. I was looking at depth chart, and JB was two working with the twos, and we heard all about it from Q and Hondo that this guy was working from on the twos, and Porter was in there with the ones. They probably swap in, but just the swap gets me a little nervous there. And a rookie. We hit this draft of these rookies are playing, folks. So we got sorry ass dudes over there. And these sorry ass dudes ain't even being twos. They're getting bumped down to as a whole new dude, man. We got good guys over there. It ain't friendships and shit with AP getting Jack Jones sorry ass out there and saying, "Oh, you're my friend. I'm a pamper you. Nothing's gonna happen to you." And the first thing that comes out, fucking Pete Carroll gets there is get the fuck out of here. First thing. I was out here saying we need to keep Jack Jones. Give me something, Paul. You're saying the same shit. That's a Pro Bowl player, bro. Hey, step up. I'm not saying he's hurt, but he was hurt last year, bro. Kuntz is a good one. Come back from that injury, Kuntz. And people talking all this good shit about you. Prove me wrong. My opinion knows what's up. Paul, you're all over the place. The Raiders this year have options at linebacker, or the previous years we had one option. I don't think so, Ray. I don't think so. Raider Nation, welcome there, man. Sub to the show, bro. I seen you before. But do you like our options at linebacker, bro? Did they you like a bunch of run stuffers? You got more options to stop the run. Are we gonna? Hey, Raider Nation, are you gonna sit here and tell me that covers don't mean shit? Covers don't mean nothing. Get at me with that one, please. Raider Paul, there you go, bro. That's like me right there. See, that's like me right there, bro. Tucker needs to step up. He's getting threatened by a rookie. 3 years in the league, getting threatened by a rookie. Dude, you're 5'9", dude, you're fast as fuck, but what's up? This dude got a bunch of shit on you. I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Thornton's our starting outside guy. He had a fucking slide. We got our slide already in there right now, starting his bench. And it's gonna change. Dude, I just read to you right now that he runs a spread, and spread out. His wide receivers are out. He doesn't condense shit. He can. Raider Nation, we have now. I understand right there. We have a lot of options right there. Yes, but we have all those guys do one thing well, and the reaction I get is that coverage isn't everything for a linebacker. You have to stop the run. Yes, but you know what offenses do? They put you in a situation where you got to cover. You have to cover now. They're not going to sit there and just say, "Oh, we're going to run the ball. We got five guys. It's cool." They're going to contradict what you're doing. If you don't know what I mean, I'm pretty sure you do. You look like you're smart, in the chat. But you have to think that they're going to be in situations where you need to cover it. Oh, we'll just take it as it is. They're going to fuck with you. They're going to keep getting at that. They're going to expose that. We don't have anybody that could do that. And don't tell me fucking Amari, what's his name, Gainer, because he's fucking fourth string right now. He's getting beat by Bennett and the fucking another guy, Linenberg. The rookie is fucking on the depth chart higher than him. There we go. Coons, another Coons. Good season. That's it. Yeah, I expect a lot from Coons. He said we'd love a stud there, but we need more holes. Oh, yes, we do. You're on that one. I'm on that one with you, bro. Next draft, yeah. But right now, bro, right now we we've been saying that all next year we're going to get a linebacker. There's a bunch in the draft. I understand that, but what are them guys going to do for our team right now? We're going to be exposed in the passing game unless these guys surprise us. And do say we're not concerned about that. We're not concerned that, well, yeah, we're going to stop the run and we fucking better. Well, Graves going to be talking shit. Because there was coverage guys out there, and we settled for fucking a bunch of run stuffers. I know Pete Carroll wants to stop the run. I know Pete Carroll wants to stop the run. And that's fine. You have to do that in football. Michael Mayer needs to step up. Had a kind of a trippy year last year. You know, I expect him to do more. You know, his head's in the game. Shit, I would love to have that. Love to. That's a threat like a mother. I would two good tight ends like that is just as good as having a bomb ass receiver. That's going to cover for the rookie and Trey Tucker's inconsistencies. That can do that. That I would have loved to get one of those. California Dave, Chin will drop down and cover him. If Chin's in a situation to where then if Chin's in a situation to where he needs a cover, anybody coming out in the middle of the field, then if it's not expected, California Dave, if it's not designed that way, it's like a geez, how can I explain it? I know people can explain it better. It's a advantage you have. It's like well, I have a guy to go in there and cover. It's an advantage you have. It has to be a deeper. It doesn't come down. It's not designed to where he's going to come down in a box and cover a tight end. You know, why not have a linebacker that could do that and then have extra protection back there with Chin? You see what I'm saying? I would rather have a linebacker that could cover than bringing Chin up and you're kind of losing coverage. And our coverage in the middle of the field was bad too. So just kind of I always say, weren't you tired of seeing uh uh be 30-20 and then they get a middle of the field and get a first down? I'm tired of seeing that, man. It happened all the time. All the time. Mike said he's satisfied. I don't know with what, but I'll be on again. We have a show tomorrow. I'll be on again. What today's Wednesday, Friday. Every time we have a show with Radio Nation Live, I don't get on in the morning because I might fuck shit up. I might say something that I want to say. Well, it's a freestyle with me, but I wanted to let you know the philosophies. If you guys really get that, his stick stepper. What's up, man? How you doing? What's up, bro? Thank you for being here. Good night, Paul. See you later, man. You going to sleep at 12 already noon, or is it my content creation putting you to sleep? Because sometimes, man, I don't understand what you're saying, bro. I put it out there, but I don't want to make you look crazy. I'm doing that affair. I'll put you on there, but sometimes you say some crazy shit. I'll put it on. I'll show it. But you're good, Paul, man. I respect it. I respect your opinion, bro. As long as you respect mine. What's up, his stick stepper, man? What's going on, bro? Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here. He tired of arguing, tired of losing his argument, bro. Myra. He's tired of losing his argument all the time with me. That's what it is. I'm hard to convince. I'm hard to convince when I got my mind stuck on something, and it might be crazy, but I have to let you know. Just like I came with those, coverage things of Pratt, and people were thinking or getting the notion that I said he was a bad linebacker. You know, Lowe was throwing argument that he was the eighth or the 30th. Gabe was saying 30th best linebacker, and a situation he was eighth. You know, but I had to reiterate with Lowe saying he was the eighth most picked on linebacker in the league and passing situation. And that's all they had. That's all. That's all. That's all that Bengals had was just him. And he was factually. I put it out there. I ain't gonna do it again. But he was the worst coverage linebacker in the league. You will see Pratt will do good for us, baby. Yes, but not in coverage because he's known for his years being there that he don't do that, bro. Even his combine, even in college, he didn't do that. When are we going to understand that covers means something as far as defense is concerned? When are we going to know that? Yes, we're going to stop the run. I can't say that enough. But who's in the fuck is going to cover? We're going to eliminate a priority safety that we have, right? That could be out there in coverage. What's next, bro? We're going to get beat deep because the safety's not there. And that was going to happen. There's always something. There's always like I said, there's a reaction to it. That's the way football is, bro. That's the way it is. What you gonna give me? Okay, you want to bring that safety up to cover my tight end? I ain't gonna use that. That's fucking sitting there as a deep quiet bucket. I don't need to throw to Kelsey all the time. I'll hit fucking Worthy over there deep on you because there ain't a safety there that can get there. Now tell me how you gonna stop that? You have two safeties back there for a reason, bro. You have the cover of you're in zone. You're in cover three, but there's a reason he needs to cover his half of the field. Bring him down, then that means you're doing something. You're being creative at something, or he needs to cover somebody. Well, why can't you have a linebacker? You're in a 4-3 anyway. You're in a 4-2-5 anyways. Are you talking a 4-3 bringing a safety in? That's one safety you got now. How confident on you stopping anything deep with just one safety? You're gonna play man with a corner that's in his second year and another guy that hasn't really done it that much. He was number two. Came off an injury. Yeah. We got to see what Stokes does. But he's starting for us. He's number one for us right now. We butt heads on hood up, bro. My opinion, we always bumping heads, bro. I like that, bro. I like the way you come at me like that. Sometimes you got me stuck. Red Nation, safety or nickel comes in. Go straight to your post. We weren't doing that last year though, Raider Nation. I understand what you're saying, bro. Me, I do because I've seen it be coached that way. That's your responsibility right there. Okay, the post pattern is gonna be deeper. It was deeper. We couldn't cover that. How many times did a tight end wax our ass because the middle of the field was wide open? If you watched our game, the Miami game, we lost that game because we didn't cover the middle of the field. And we were in nickel. That's the first thing that I spotted when we played Miami was we were in nickel. We always played nickel. And to me, nickel's a situational defense. You do it on certain situations, but Patrick Graham does it all the time. We had it so much to where a linebacker didn't cover nobody when you have to have a linebacker that covers in any way. And it's not just dropping back, going to your area. You got to cover these dudes now. These tight ends just don't, do a post up or anything like that. Do a curl. They don't do that anymore, dude. They run wide receiver routes. That's what I'm saying. We got to get into the now with football. You think Bowers is over here doing a fucking dig, little short, little 5-yard dig just to get rid of the linebacker? These dudes are doing routes. They're doing post corners. They're doing China routes, and we can't cover them. We have to have a guy that does that. And it's a blessing that you do, but when you do, your defense is way better. We just got a bunch of guys that stops the run and that don't cover, that are notarized on respectable information that you can get and look for. I'm not sitting here looking and trying to find nitpicks at Pratt. It was right there the first time I popped it up. It was the first time I popped it up. I don't got a problem with the dude. I'm just saying he can't cover nobody, and the facts are there. And you go what if. That's fine. But you can't tell me, okay, I'm not going to push that I'm right. But the thing is that I am right. Everybody says this dude is not, he's a liability, great liability as far, he doesn't pay attention to it. He doesn't take pride in it. It says it. He's unfocused. He doesn't pay attention. His angles are bad, and that's tackling. He had 19 missed tackles. Okay, he stops the run. I understand that. But we need a coverage linebacker, and we didn't go get one. We're saying Amari Barney as our option there. Hey, but maybe these guys will pan out. But I'm just telling you right now. Right now, let's get it, people. Gravy telling you about right now, we don't have a coverage linebacker. And I don't think we're going to get one. I don't think we're going to get one. There we go. Hot stick stepper with a little gem right here. Low key, if we can't utilize Trey Tucker, like our version of Rashid Shaheed, big play specialist from the Saints. I'm not high on Trey Tucker, his stick, and it looks like you're thinking what I'm thinking, but you know, I'm not really into the deep ball anymore, bro. It's there. It's good. It's fun to look at. It's fun to do. I'm just not. It's not done with me, bro. I just don't think highly of Trey Tucker. Hey, walking through the door, that's teams having to try to do linebacker safety hybrid, aka Diablo. I don't like that. I'm done with this safety. It was tried. It was tried a lot, bro. That was the problem because people didn't have linebackers that could cover them. And then what's good now, California Dave, is that those guys are coming into the league now. These young guys that are being linebackers now can cover. So we're gonna see the old bullhead bomber kamikaze linebacker at the line of scrimmage, which you want just off the run, which is great. Those guys are going to get weeded out, and you're going to have the same guys that could cover them. In college, it's more coverage because you're getting those tight ends. You're getting all these guys that could cover. I mean, that can run routes, wide receiver routes. These tight ends ain't big Michael Mayer type guy. I think that was the last batch of them. Now these guys are running routes, bro. They're doing China routes. They're like little Renfros, but 6'6", 280. That's amazing. They're making guys like that now in college. So we got to adapt to that. We just can't say, oh, we're going to get a slow poke, fucking 250-pound gun nose linebacker and have him cover that guy. They got to. That's why they brought those safeties down and made them bigger, got them bigger, and try to cover. And that's where you get. That's where you get everybody playing nickel for these situations because you need a safety to cover those guys, but they ain't big enough. What's next? You get a 250-pound safety that's fast. I bet you they're starting to make that. There's a 12th grader right now that's 220 pounds. He's playing safety. He's gonna be 240 playing college as a safety because he could go drop down and play nickel. I bet you there is. I wouldn't be surprised. Here we go with Nation again. What's up, bro? Been getting burnt by tight ends in the early 2000s. I get your frustration. Yeah, it's been a problem, and it's been a problem, especially with I wasn't with Patrick Graham coming back. I was happy that he said, nah, he don't want to come back. But then when we got him back, I was like, fuck. I was more happy with Pat. I was more happy with Pete Carroll because I see them two together. That's why I'm cool with Patrick Graham now. But I didn't like our defense that year, dude. You look at every category on our defense last year that we were bottom three. I gave Myra the benefit of the doubt, saying we're a five, but I wanted to escalate on that. We were bottom three at almost every category or less. But I know that we're going to stop the run because we got linebackers and fucking everybody that we kept can stop the run. I'm not waiting till week 4. I want to see a week 1. My opinion, don't do that, bro. Roll with me, man. Say week 1, we got to be ready to go. Yes, yes, I understand. Kinks, filling out. Let things flow. But I'm not going to make an excuse for a loss that we weren't ready. I'm not going to take that. I haven't took that a long time. I said, see, I'm not going to be out here saying I was right. I was right. I'm not that type dude. But I might say that. I'm hoping that Trey Tucker bugs out. I'm hoping that our fucking linebackers can cover it. But I'm reading the stats and they're saying that they can't. So what else do I have to go on? Hope? I hope they fucking cover. What good is that, bro? It just pumps me up, and then they don't do it. I get disappointed. I've been disappointed for the last 20 years. I don't know if you have, but fuck, man, I've been. I want to win. I want to win now. I don't give a fuck. It's to a point to where I don't give a shit who we get if we can win football games. We've been trying to do it the right way for how long? And now that we got 2 good drafts, it's going in the right direction. Let's put it on them and say, and quit giving them excuses. And we got to say, let's do it. You're in your second year. You're a first, second, third round pick. Produce. Just don't give this whining. Oh, give them some time. Poor baby. Fuck all that, man. They're getting paid. They're getting paid to make us happy, and we just go and let them sit down there for a little, wait a little bit. Fuck that, man. Come on, people. Yeah, you guys could say I'm fucking crazy. I am. There we go, tight end. Yeah, I'll give you props for me being wrong too. In my opinion, I like the way, man, we do that, bro. That's good. From Gates back to work. You're going back to work, bro. I'm glad you kicked it on your lunch or a break or whatever and listen to me, man. Come back, bro. I don't know. I might do stuff. Blessings back to you, bro. What up, Chris? How you doing, my boy? I was seeing nobody went live last night, man. I wanted I wanted to get on a show, man. Start bitching, start arguing with you. But I heard that there's been a lot of that going on, so I don't know what would have been good. But you're good, Chris. I respect you very much, bro. I'm not talking about any other linebacker, just Pratt. That's what I was talking about, bro. He's gonna pan out, stopping the run, bro. But my opinion, I think we're here. I don't know if you watched this yesterday, but by my show Tuesday, I think he was on it. I mentioned that this dude quarterback ratings against this guy when he throws the ball, he was thrown to about 80 something times. They completed 80% of the passes to him. The quarterback's got a 103.5 quarterback rating when they throw the ball his way. So he doesn't defend it. They say that he doesn't take pride in it. He's not focused. He misses a lot of tackles. But I'll give him this is that he had a problem with the organization, and that could have been a factor. He wanted to get traded in February, mid-season. Oh, he wanted to get traded in November or something like that. I believe that's what it was. That was correct. He wanted to get traded last year during season. He asked for it. Eichenberg is our third linebacker, California Dave. That's depth one. if we have it. And I don't know what the I don't know what the you know it's not known for coverage, but I hope he can do better with that. I just want to know somebody that has stats and coverage that's impressive. We ain't got nobody like that. And the way football is now, you got to cover somebody if you're a linebacker. It's good to dash and have a nose for a football, but fuck, man, we got to cover too. And I don't want it to be to the point where you start saying, fuck, well, how come we got a linebacker in coverage? And I don't want to have to say, man, I told you that already. Produce for me. There we go, Tony. Tony, what's up, man? Shepard, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here, bro. He pumped up, man. He said, salute, gravy, ready for nation. There you go, bro. Way to go. I agree with you, bro. I'm down for my team, bro. But sometimes Gravy's here. I think I'll put on this earth to tell you guys my concerns. My concerns, that what I have with people, and then not everybody has a concern. I don't have any concerns with Jacoby Myers. I don't have a lot of concerns with Geno Smith. It's the production that they've been doing is better than what we had. Jacoby Myers is a blessing. He's always been that way. Do blocks or runs, you know what I mean? Can Thornton do that? And can he do that? And if we're gonna sit here and say, well, Colton Miller is a blessing. We have Reddy Paul up here saying what guys you want to pan out, be good, man. You only have one good year for Colton Miller, it's rookie year, and then this one, and he was hurt. We give all this love and extra time for fucking Tyree Wilson, and we Colton Miller goes into a game and allows 5 sacks a couple games, and we get pissed off, trade the motherfucker. We don't got shit right. We don't got shit right. You guys were saying that. Yeah, on a lot of categories, Myra. A lot of categories. I give him that benefit of the doubt. In my opinion, I give him that benefit. He had a problem with. That. I don't know what the fuck Bengals doing. They're messing up, bro. I guess they think they're gonna outscore everybody. But if you're in fantasy, you don't got a couple of Bengals on your team. You tripping. I had that last year, bro. I had the Bengals on my teams. My biggest concern is depth. Short up, the defensive line get in there. Thin everywhere else. You're happy with Tyree Wilson? Tyree Wilson is slotted as a backup at defensive end. I don't want that, bro. That is one of my concerns. I just that's one of my concerns right there is Tyree Wilson being a defensive end. When are we gonna get the fact that the motherfucker can't get off the ball? He did more damage than my view at defensive tackle than he did at defensive end. He's there as far as pass rushing at defensive tackle than he is more in defensive end. Use his strengths. He's a strong guy. He's a very strong guy. Might have bad get up, but put him closer to the ball and get those. Some centers are lightweight too. We weren't the only one that had a light and a half center. Those guys are usually the smallest guys on your team as a center because they got to be physical and a little quick. At least the guys I like. I had no problems with the weight of Andre. I didn't have a problem with that. I have a problem with my guards fucking under 300 pounds. On my tackles, they're gonna get beat out. They're gonna get blown up at the line of scrimmage. In my opinion, he gets. I never get chased because I won't take a receiver usually. Well, you better get chased if he's there. What's wrong with you? Tyree Wilson, aka Feet of Stone. There you go. I'm gonna highlight that one. And they want to put him at defensive end, bro. How long do you think it takes him to get there? He might work on it. Surprise me, Tyree. Or number 9, surprise me. You need to change that little fucking quarterback number and make it 99 or something like that. So he could. That's disrespect to whoever. What's a good 99 we had? That's disrespect to that dude. First rule of fantasy running back rule. Yo, you get like running backs first. That's good this year. But if you pick early, bro, you know what's going first. I think way fantasy is going right now. There's really a lot of running backs pick fantasy. But they score. Everybody running the football, they're scoring. Running the football is back in the house, baby. I love it. I love that shit. What's up, Jay, man? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for coming on here and supporting me, man. I appreciate it. Dark, my moderator, master mod right there, my boy Dark. Boy, Jack Kenner gonna come in. He ain't got no wrench on, brother. We're gonna talk about that for fucking 30 minutes. Brock Bowers will be my number one drafted fantasy tight end this year. Is he a number one pick? He's a number one pick. Gonna be the same. Are you gonna play with us, Myra? You and Chris got scared. You and Chris get scared. Hey, I give it up to Turf. Me and him was in the championship game. I support you also, Jay. What's up? But I'll let you guys know right now. We have 2 fantasy leagues that we got going. I'm pretty sure I'll take over the one. Well, it was Lowe's idea. It's a Raider Nation Live uh, fantasy league we have, and we have my league. I'm the president. I'm the commissioner of both those leagues, and my boy Omar is my vice president, my other co-commissioner, and we do a great job. I have a league called the Holler Squad. That one is a tougher league. It's more both leagues are great, but we have my other league, Holler Squad. I've been around longer. Good players on that league. They know what they're doing. They know where to pick, how to pick. So I didn't play you in the championship. I played you in the playoffs, and you got beat. Omar got that league rigged. Well, I had to go for a while. That's why people complain because I had to go and trades or something. I wasn't watching that Myra because I was in the hospital. I was getting my transplant. But Omar does a good job. That's my boy. Can't talk about Omar. But I'll try to get you in Holler Squad, Myra. It's a better league. Hey, but if you can, California Day, try it, man. It'll be your thing. You watch you watch different teams. And I know I'm a Raider fan. Fuck it. But it makes you watch those 10 o'clock games. It makes you watch those late games. If you got them on fantasy, and it's over before the playoffs start. So when we really start rolling, you can pay attention to that. I'm not really a big Raider pick. I'll pick my team because I get pissed off and I'll start talking shit personally because they don't do good fantasy. But we have those 2 leagues. So just for the Raider Nation Live, usually the Holler Squad doesn't change because it's a good league and those guys stay on it. But if somebody has to bank out, that someone has to, they don't dig it, they got big. There's a couple of guys that I'm kind of getting the notion that they want out that league because they don't win it. They get beat bad and they win like 1 game, 2 games. They start not. I don't want that type league. That's the first time that the Holler Squad got like that to where people were getting beat so much. There were new players, and I said, "Hey, bro, you sure?" Because you just can't be somebody. You got to maneuver your roster when you play fantasy. It ain't just you got to got to concentrate, do your homework on the players you pick, and sometimes players that ball out, you think that's balling, you go on that notion, like if you pick all Raiders, when the Raiders have a bye, you ain't got shit. You're gonna lose that game. So you got to look who you're picking when they have a bye. Do they produce touchdowns? You get guy. I don't give a fuck if the guy. The guy could be Zamir White. If Zamir White scores 12 touchdowns in the season, you get a dude like that. That means you use him at the goal line. Kamara. Kamara's always picked kind of low, but dude, he produces his fantasy. You know who's one of the worst fantasy players that produced? It was Derek Carr. Derek Carr wasn't a good fantasy quarterback. But you get a guy like Stafford, you get a guy like like dude from the homeboy Allen, dude, number one pick all the time, Allen. Running backs go. The running back, a lot of good running backs the first like 8, 9 picks. Yeah, you it's gonna be running backs because you have running backs that can score, and now they're giving them the ball. So there you go. That's what it's about. You gotta be better with numbers and just with your heart. That's what Myron said. You fall in love with play. A lot of players do that, and I tell them, why you picking this dude, man? You get Jacoby. Jacoby doesn't score a lot of touchdowns. He can for us, but you get guys that don't score a lot of touchdowns that are good, productive players, and we ball, they ball, but they don't score. And why do you want them on your team? Get guys that score touchdowns, that score you points consecutively. Don't get guys that just have a game or two. It's gonna mess you up. And you get guys that do double, that run the football and they score and they can catch the football. Running backs that can catch, Gibbs and Bijan, those guys they can catch, and Kamara, those guys. I'm giving out all my secrets, man. You guys gonna start winning your league, but you ain't gonna beat me on mine. All right, we started talking about fantasy and California Dave need to go. You have a good one, Dave. Thank you for being here, bro. Baker did have a good season, but he got beat by Matthew Stafford. I was stuck for a minute. I thought Turk had me. He had me by 200 points. Come Sunday, I beat him on the Monday night game. But what sucks about that, if you're in the you're what sucks about fantasy is though that the playoffs are during the I think week 16, 17, 18. If you haven't done, we got 12 players in 4 weeks. And then the team, if you have players like, Kansas City, Buffalo, teams that are in the playoffs and they start resting dudes, you could be the best player all year and then lose 4 games in a row and lose it because those guys don't play. That's the downfall of fantasy. If somebody can invent something to do with the playoffs, you know, like redraft. I've been on things like that where if you're like top 5, you redraft just playoff players, and that'll be a dope thing to do. But just figuring it out will be, kind of tough. But you have a good day, Dave. Man, thank you for being here with me. Shit, I forgot what we was talking about, man. But you know what, guys? I might call it. It's lunchtime for everybody, or getting back to work. Get back to work, make that money, get your hustle on, do whatever it is you got to do. I'm 2 hours in. That's good. It's starting to get hot here in Fresno. It's gonna be 100 something two today, and I don't want to be out here doing all that shit. So thank you everybody for being here. Mike J, my opinion, California Dave. Uh, who else? Justin J came and visited with me. Dark, thank you, man. Uh, who else we got here? We got a bunch of people. Tony Shepard, what's up, man? My boy Jeff came through. Christopher Raiders. Hope we have a show today. I'll get on it with the Raider Nation. We'll new guy, my opinion. Hot Stick Stepper, man. Thank you very much for being here. Raider Paul, his Stick Stepper, I said. just everybody that comes on here with me in the morning. I appreciate it so much. But remember, man, just sub to my show, Coach Gravy. Go to that on YouTube. You can sub to it. I'm trying to bring that channel up. It's connected to Raider Nation Live. All three of us is Raider Gay 420 and What Up Low. We're all connected into Raider Nation Live. So if you guys want to sub to that show, all three of us will get the sub for Raider Nation Live. And if we want to go to Gabe's channel, Raider Gabe 420, you can sub to his show. If he has a show by himself, he'll get that. He'll get that sub. Or you go to my show, Coach Gravy on YouTube, just specifically Coach Gravy. You go over there, hit the sub. I want to bring that up. I haven't really concentrated on it that much. I've been at it for 2 years. There's not a lot of shows on it, but it's connected to this show. So you guys want to sub to me personally, go ahead and do it. Always on Raider Nation Live, you can give us a little breakdown, some money, $2, $3, whatever you guys want to do. I don't know what the options are. You want to be a member to Raider Nation Live, and we get enough, and we get a lot, and we're gonna start promoting that stuff, but we're not gonna do it as much because I know it's tough out there, man. But if we do good work, or we spill good game during the season, it's coming up. Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up. We got a lot of guests coming up. It's just tough for all three of us. A lot of shows, man, and they could get together. So all three of us know what we're talking about. It's a show where we got different views of stuff, and we can debate and be getting along with each other. Some shows don't have that. Some shows are real good at doing that, but different views, all three of us, and we I think we have a good thing going. So if you guys support that, it's much appreciated. If you want to support it by some dough, do that also. But best of wishes to everybody to have a great day. Wednesday, enjoy that. Tomorrow will be Thursday. We're gonna have a Raider Nation live show tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. So be hyped up. Press your notification buttons and like the show. Tell people, man, hey, watch Raider Nation Live. They got a good game. Kind of slow right now, but we'll try to bring up something and keep you guys entertained. So I'll see you guys later, man. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you have blessings all day long.